My dad framed my brother to save himself, so I became the son he couldn't outrun. Dad's legal firm was everything to him. Founded it himself, built it for 30 years, put it above his own family. When money started disappearing from client accounts, everyone assumed it was Mark, my older brother who worked in accounting there. The evidence looked solid. Logan records, transfers made from his computer, even security footage of him staying late on nights when funds moved. Police arrested him at our house while Dad watched silently, his face blank as stone. Mark kept saying the same thing over and over. Dad, tell them, you know I didn't do this. But Dad just looked away. Something felt wrong. Mark was careless sometimes, but never a thief. The night before the arrest, I'd seen Dad in his home office, shredding stacks of papers with shaking hands. When he noticed me watching, he slammed the door so hard the frame cracked. At the trial, Dad testified against Mark. I wanted to believe in my son's innocence, he told the jury, voice cracking just enough. But the evidence doesn't lie. The performance was perfect, the respected lawyer reluctantly doing his civic duty. Mark got 8 years. I was 17 then. I visited Mark every month while finishing high school. Find the backup server, he whispered during one visit. Dad keeps everything. Always has. Turns out, Dad's generation never trusted the cloud. He kept a mirrored backup server running in our basement, hidden behind the furnace. I found it while he was at a conference, logged in using his birthday. Amateur move for a supposedly brilliant lawyer. The files told the real story. Dad had been siphoning from accounts for years. Small amounts at first, then larger as his gambling debts grew. He'd been doctoring records, but he needed someone to take the fall when the firm's annual audit approached. Mark was convenient. I didn't confront him. Instead, I made copies of everything. Then I applied to law school, the same one Dad attended. He was so proud the night I got accepted that he actually hugged me for the first time in years. Following in my footsteps, he said, patting my back. If only he knew. I studied harder than anyone in my class. Graduated top 5%. When I got hired at the state prosecutor's office, Dad threw me a party. All his colleagues were there, raising glasses to his legacy. For 2 years, I built my reputation, handling small cases, gaining trust. Then I requested assignment to the Financial Crimes Division. Last month, I walked into Dad's firm with 6 officers and a warrant. The managing partners watched in shock as we seized servers and files. Dad wasn't there. Golf day. So I drove to the country club myself. I found him on the 9th hole. When he saw my face, he knew. What did you do? He whispered. My job, I said, handing him the warrant with my signature on it. His hands trembled as he read the charges. Wire fraud, embezzlement, obstruction, framing an innocent man. The officers took him away in view of everyone he'd ever tried to impress. The case was solid. His own backup server providing most of the evidence. Yesterday was Mark's first day of freedom. 8 years of his life gone. We sat on my porch drinking beers, not talking about Dad's upcoming trial. Was it worth it? Mark finally asked. Law school? Prosecutor's office? Living his dream just to destroy it? I thought about Dad's face when I handed him that warrant. The moment he realized the son he'd molded in his image had become the perfect weapon against him. Yes, I said. It was worth every second.